welcome to Vlogmas. Come on in. Good morning. Welcome to day 16 of Vlogmas. My name is Julie and I live in the northeastern part of the United States with my husband and our rescue dog, Jim. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Hope you're enjoying my Vlogmas thus far. So let's get started today with Advent knitting and opening the Advent. So I have yesterday's color added. Right here. That was the Prussian blue colorway from Knit Picks next to the gray. We'll do the long reveal. I think this really is either going to have to be a cowl that wraps 3 times or a very, very long scarf. As I said before, I'm not mad about it. I like it. There we go. In its glory. So let's see what color today will be. All right, there we go. Make sure I have the right day. Day 16. And yeah, that's lovely. I think this was a freebie from a knitting group that I went to. They had I believe it was Barocco. Like a trunk show. So this is a very pale pink with a little cream in it, which is going to look lovely against this blue. This reminds me of ballet slippers. It's pretty. So I can get that added today. So plans for today are to see if I can make a giant paper bag snowflake slash stars. I have a big blank spot above the fireplace that needs a little something. And when we were out at the Parade of Lights last week, one of the coffee shops had these beautiful brown paper bag stars. So I've been looking at videos online, and I purchased some extra large brown lunch bags yesterday. So I can see if I can give that a go today. That's my plan. And then boring things like laundry. But I also have to make cookies. I'm trying not to buy cookies just because of plastic wrapping, and it really doesn't take that long to make cookies from scratch. So the request is for oatmeal raisin today. So those are fun to make. And then I checked the buttermilk window painting this morning and took a little footage, and it actually turned out pretty good now that it's completely dry. It's very subtle, but also very pretty. So I am pleased with that. I'll put a little footage at the end of this little video clip so that you can see what it looks like. And I will take you along with my crafty adventures for the rest of today. So I'll see you very soon. Bye. Okay, let's make some paper bag snowflakes. So what you need for this project are 9 paper bags. Now they can be brown paper bags, white paper bags, whatever color paper bags you like. And these were the only ones available at the store. So they were a giant size lunch bag. So they were, here's the sizing, 6 1/8 inch by 4 inches, or 15.5 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And these cost me, I think it was $1.97. So I have these bags, and turn on the light so see if we can get, there we go, that's better. All right, so these bags, you also need glue sticks, scissors, and entirely optional, but I'm going to use pinking shears, not necessary. And then the other thing you need is something to hang the stars with. So in my case, I have some ribbon, which I don't know what I did with. Oh, here it is. Oh, I have some ribbon. I'm just going with like a green velvet ribbon, but you could use anything. You could use fishing wire, you could use natural rope, whatever you like. All right, so let's get started. So you take the first bag, and you'll notice there's a flap right here. So the flap side is going to go down, and you'll notice there's a seam running on this side. So flap down, take your glue stick, and you're going to glue across the bottom and up the seam. Now, you don't need too much glue. I used to tell my kiddos in the classroom, a little dab will do you, or in this case, just a little smear. Then you take your second bag, and again, with this flap facing down, you're going to press the 2 bags together. So line them up, press with firm pressure. Like that. And now we're going to do the same thing with the third bag. So again, flap is going to be down. Take your glue stick, glue across the bottom and up the middle. Flap down. Line up the bags. Press with firm pressure. So now we have 3 bags glued together. We're going to do one more. Now, because 9 bags together would be incredibly thick, there's no way I could cut through 9 bags. So what I'm going to do is cut a design into 4 and then continue gluing bags and then cut the remainder following the pattern that I make here. Now, it really doesn't matter what kind of pattern you choose to do. So harness your inner child. That's all I can say. I think I'm going to use my pinking shears and I'm going to cut maybe a curve across the top. So let's try that. I'm sure those of you who are sewists are rolling in your graves right now because I'm using my pinking shears. Oh, what a disaster. But I did ask Santa for some proper paper scissors. Now that's very wonky, but trust me, it doesn't matter. If it's wonky now, when you open up the snowflake, it doesn't really look too bad, but will this drive me crazy? Maybe. Oh, this will drive me crazy. There's the top of the bag for opening to get your lunch out, so that's going away. So didn't think about that. All right, that's better. Okay, so now I have a curve and I'm going to use my scissors to cut some triangles on both sides. And it doesn't have to be triangles, it could be anything you want. Maybe I'll do triangle and a small semicircle. And maybe another triangle. Like I said, this is not rocket science, and don't be too precious about it. And I'll do one more triangle at the bottom. Now, the structure of the snowflake is all in the base of the bag, so don't cut into this part. So now just flip your snowflake over and do the same thing on the other side. So I'm cutting one big triangle, a semicircle. I really should have gotten the bigger scissors from the kitchen, but I didn't. That's okay. And another triangle. And one more triangle. Okay, so you can see cutting through 4 bags is a lot of paper to get through. So that's why I do it in stages. Okay, so now we're going to continue on gluing the rest of the bags onto the one that's already been cut. So again, still flap down. Now, I turn the bag over and you can see that I have a template for cutting the remainder of the bags. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now and I'll be back. All right, move all of the trash out of the way. Sweep it into my trash can. All right, now everything is glued. You're going to open up the snowflake. Okay, I had to stand up because it's huge. All right, here's the bag. We're going to open it up like so. So the 2 ends meet like this. And there is the giant snowflake. Now you can, if you want, put glue on this section and then press and glue these ends in place and then, fluff it around a little bit. But I think I want to be able to use this again next year and be able to fold it up, just like, those paper decorations from the 1970s. So I think I'm going to use paper clips, which you won't see because they'll sort of be in the back, to pull it together a little bit. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to add my ribbon, and then we'll go hang it up downstairs. Okay, so I have some paper clips, and I'm going to paper clip the center. And probably a second one right here, and the last one at the top. So paper clips are in, which is holding it together. I'll flip you around. So now I need to attach the ribbon so that I can hang it. How to attach the ribbon. I think what I need to do is to put a little hole at the top of the snowflake, and I'm not sure where my hole punch is now. Hole punch would be ideal, but I'm just going to poke a little hole. And I think what I will do is reinforce the hole with some tape, just so it doesn't rip. Remember back in the day when you had your school notebooks and you had those little reinforcing rings? That's what I could do with right now. But I don't have any. So this is the improv version with some tape. So now I've got to make my hole again. Have my ribbon, which I'm going to. The nice thing about this ribbon is it's the same on both sides. So I don't have to worry too much about a right side and a wrong side. do need to worry about the fluff though. So I'm going to poke my ribbon through the little slot that I made. And I will give myself a length because I don't quite know how much I need to hang it. But if you can see, I'll turn it around this way. Sorry for all the crinkling. I have my ribbon attached here. So then I can hang it above the fireplace. And again, the paper clips will be in the back so you won't see them. And the beauty of that means I can just fold it up and store it away and use it next year. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed making the paper bag snowflake craft, and let me know if you decide to give that a try yourself. So I will see you tomorrow for day 17. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.